Trigger warning. The following content may discuss sensitive topics such as mental health, abuse, violence. Please proceed with caution and take care of yourself. If you feel uncomfortable, it's okay to step away.
Groom children online. They actively seek them out, they make contact with them, they speak to them, and they kind of mess with their heads and make them believe that it's okay for them to speak to them. They befriend them. Once they befriend them, they start making inappropriate requests, speaking inappropriately, and a lot of the time they arrange meetings. I was previously the founder of a team called Elite on Facebook. I ran this team for approximately 4.5 years. In that time, we had hundreds of online predators arrested. This was only Facebook, on Facebook alone, but they are everywhere. Even on here. On here, you know, it's terrible. There are other teams that are working on here. Wolf Awareness is one that I know of. I think it's Bananas Have No Bones, they're on here. There's quite a few, I couldn't name them all. But they actively watch, Cobra being one of the main ones. Now, Cobra, I can't say enough good about Cobra. They have an amazing team, and they have had for many years. They actually work on the darker side of the child grooming. They actually access live rooms where people are getting children in and moving them to private rooms and getting them to perform indecent acts, even paying them in some situations. They're absolutely amazing. The Den, which is a part of Cobra, absolutely, I have so much respect for these people. It's unreal, the time and the effort that goes into it. And this is real children we're talking about. This is not decoys that are set up. They actually go in and they catch predators of real children. Oh, Tricky is part of the Den. Respect to you. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, and it happens. It's happening everywhere, and I know that the Den are very active on TikTok at the moment. As are Wolf Awareness. They share their posts with me, and I'll share them out. I keep saying stop it, Donna. I have to while I think, otherwise I can't think. Anyway, another point that I want to point out is about the new AI scene. Well, it's probably not new, but as apps and stuff and technology is getting better, they are on the lookout for children to be on posts, to be on videos. They steal the photographs of the children and they put them on the most horrendous, explicit videos, photographs, and they sell them. And this is why we really urge parents, grandparents, guardians, anyone, don't put your children all over social media. Please don't put them on social media. Even, you know, if you're sat on a live and you know your child pops on and whatever, listen, it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. But I scroll through sometimes and I see people and they've got the children there with them and they are displaying them on live for, you know, hours at a time. That is PDF fodder. That is, they Absolutely love that. And the amount of images that could be stolen from that live and used elsewhere in the most disgusting and depriving manner is horrendous. And God forbid any of you parents should ever be sent or come across any of these images, because believe me, even you won't be able to tell that that's not your actual child in that picture. It's absolutely disgusting. Now, I know there are new laws that are being put in place, and people are going to be dealt with the same as what they would have done if they would have actually, if they were real children in these videos, these photographs and stuff. Tricky, that's fine, darling. No worries. I'll just waffle on. So yeah, and the thing is, people don't realise, people are still naive to the fact of what is going on, and they're still putting the photographs. We all want to be able to share our pride in our children, our grandchildren. It's only natural, but in this day and age, we just can't do it. We really can't do it, because there's so many deprived, vile beasts out there that want to use those images.
Evening.
Hi, lovely. What time you bloody call this?
I'm so sorry a safeguard came in. I did message you.
I'll let you off then.
I did message to say sorry, Donna. I'll be with you as soon as I can.
Oh, mate, you should have seen me trying to set this up. I'd got no idea how to put the green screen on. I'd got no idea how to set up moderators, because I never go live on here.
No, I don't.
So I've got no idea how to do it. And then someone said your gifts are on, so me being me, I'd only had one coin sent, but I was like, get my gifts off, so I had to restart. Anyway.
Yeah, let's not have that problem again tonight. I'll explain that to you later.
Right, okay.
Just so everyone's aware, there is no money being made from this live, and it is just about safeguarding of children and things you can do to safeguard your child, and websites you can go to look at and see if there's anything that's of any interest to you and your family. But nobody is getting any money from these lives.
No. I was just explaining, obviously I explained that I was the founder of Elite. I explained that I'd worked a lot beside Cobra and what Cobra do. And I explained a little bit of what the Den do. I explained that the Den work with real children. It's not decoy based. They are actual real children in live rooms where these people are encouraging children to do despicable acts and enticing them into rooms and encouraging them to do inappropriate behaviour, and in cases paying them to do it. I've just been discussing as well the issue with AI and the facts as to why people should not be putting their children's faces over social media, because God forbid one day they would ever come across, you've seen them, I've seen them, God forbid they would ever come across one of these images, because they would not be able to tell whether or not that was their actual child.
No, you're absolutely right.
Because the way they do them, you would think that that was your actual child in that position that no child should ever be put into. So really, and we need to get the awareness out there. We need people to understand this, because a lot of people are still naive. They still want to share the photographs of the kids, obviously, because they're proud of them, but in this day and age, you just can't, because the risks out there are unreal, not only to the children, but also to what could be being passed around and being passed off as your child in positions that in situations, not positions, because that happens, but in situations that you never ever want to see a child in.
I think it's important as well, a lot of, it's a very difficult, situation we're in today's world, because unfortunately the world of today, it is devices. You have to teach your children how to use a device to survive in today's world.
Yeah.
But the problem we have is teaching these children to be able to do that in a safe way, and with as much knowledge to the parent as possible.
Exactly.
So-
and if a lot of the parents don't know how to do this, they're not going to do it. And that's why we need to put the awareness out there of who these people are, where they are, what they do, and how it can be prevented.
I think, because there's so many apps, and a lot of these apps have pop-ups. So, the children don't actually have to do anything. The pop-up comes up, they press the pop-up, and they're live in a room to 1,000 people.
Yeah.
The Den has been, Donna can back this, the Den has been on cases where there's been 100,000 people watching one child. And also, Donna's team picked up a predator for us that had spent over £156,000 gifting children on an app. Do you remember that one, Donna?
Oh, yeah, like it was yesterday, yeah, because I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
Yeah, he spent £156,000. And he wasn't, like, rich or anything, was he?
No.
It was just a guy living with his parents.
Yeah.
That over time, in the back bedroom, spent £156,000 gifting children.
Mm.
And they blackmail the children as well. If you don't send it, if you don't send it, then they're going to blackmail you. And if you do send it, well, once it's on the internet, it's never gone.
And also, people seem to think that, no, my child wouldn't fall for that. My child will never get groomed. It'll never happen to my child. Listen, I am fully grown. So, hang on, let me think how old I was when I started doing this. Right, late 40s anyway. And when I started decoying and started messaging, obviously with me being the child, speaking to these men, number one, I was shocked at how quick they added the children and started speaking to them. But then what shocked me is that the ability that they have to groom these children and make children feel as if they have to hang on their word, on their every word, and they have to do what they say, because they put into the children's heads that the children would get into trouble, not them, and they have ways. The grooming tactics are they're next level. Even, you know what, I believe they're that good at it, they could even groom an adult, because they fine-tuned it that well that they get you hanging on it, on their every word, and believing everything that they say. And if you tell them that it's okay, that child believes it's okay.
Well, I think I'm not ashamed to say, and I'm sure Donna wouldn't be ashamed to say, I have had girls in my team that I feel, I'm reading the log and I feel that they are being groomed, and I've said to them, step back for a couple of days and just look. I'm not ashamed to say that that's happened to Cobra, and I'm sure Donna's not ashamed to say it's happened to Elite. As dad, when you're playing a child, it's very, very difficult because you're in that mindset. So, when we read the logs, we can see that an adult's being groomed. You can see it in the log, and you have to take that adult off. As much as they cry and they get really upset with us for taking them off, a couple of days later, they'll come back to you and go, oh my God, I see it.
Yeah.
Once they've taken that break and they come back to us, they know.
Yeah, they come back with fresh eyes and they're like, you know what, I totally get what you're saying. Wow. And yeah, it is. And I need to be truthful as well. I have seen grown women groomed by men. It can happen if they've got that swagger, that chat, it can happen. Not just children can get groomed, adults can be groomed as well. And that's why you need to be very careful, because we all think that it's not going to happen to our children. No, that won't happen to, if you don't put the procedures in place to protect those children, believe me, they are wide open to it.
Like I said on the last Awareness Live, a lot of parents give their children their spare devices. They get a new one, they pass the children the device, they don't clear it. They clear like what they need to clear off it, i.e. photographs or anything else, but they don't reset the device. There's another problem. If you don't reset the device, that means that the child is using your username for that device.
Yeah.
So when they're trying to get onto an app, it's your username that's coming up, the adult's username's coming up, and they're getting on without doing anything because the adults haven't cleared the device properly.
Yeah, and
Always reset it to nothing.
Yeah.
So that there's nothing on there that the child can use to be live on live apps, because believe me, I see it every day. And I think the youngest we've done was a 6-year-old. And it was horrific. I'm not going to go into what happened. But the youngest we've done is 6. And I don't know. I had no idea how many there's been. That's anybody's game, really. The only time we counted was the very first week that the den opened, and that was during lockdown. And we safeguarded 250 kids in 1 week. And that's when we decided that, the dens needed to stay. It was like, oh my God, This is how bad it is out there. And we need to be on these live apps. So we safeguard on about 15.
That in itself is like unbelievable. It's honestly, it's
massive.
Absolutely shocking. And that's 250 children that you have 100% solid proof that they are being sexually groomed and put in positions, I'm saying it again, that word, position, situations that they shouldn't be put in, with proof. I mean, I know a lot of people here, they message me quite a bit, sending me profiles. Oh, this guy's got children in his profile. Yes, that's wrong. But the problem you have as a team is you can't report someone for doing something that is morally wrong. You have to make sure that you have the evidence to prove that they are 100% breaking the law, doing something that is immoral. That not immoral is, what's the word I'm looking for, Lenny?
Criminal.
Yeah, you need to have proof that they are being inappropriate.
They've committed an offence.
Yeah, that they're being inappropriate towards these children. So for as much as it's immoral to be speaking to kids online, I mean, how many times have we reported to TikTok and the child is 100% definitely under 13 years of age? Number 1 shouldn't be on TikTok, and number 2 should definitely not be hosting a live. But then they turn around and say that there's no violations, and I'll tell you why. Because children aren't stupid today. Children are making accounts and putting older date of birth.
Yeah.
So when the TikTok algorithms and whatever check it, they're looking and they're seeing that that's an over 18-year-old, when in effect it's not. In reality, it's not.
No, it's not. In reality, it's exactly what a decoy does.
Yeah,
the real children, the real children are now doing it.
Yeah, and this is why parents need to know that they have to be checking children's devices.
I mean, there's lots of ways, excuse me, you can do that. You can do what we call, there's a video on the Den page of my voice, and it goes through a lot of the ways that you can layer a child's device to keep them as safe as possible. Because I would never say to any parent, don't let your child have a device. Because in this day and age, they've got to learn. A lot of the homework, they don't get homework sent on pieces of paper now. The homework's online from school.
Yeah.
Everything that a child has to do is online. So unfortunately, we're not in a position where we can say you're not having a device, full stop. Because the society has put us in a position where that's not an option.
Yeah.
So the only thing we can do is educate on how to keep your child as safe as you can online. And I think, that's where Donald and I are at. It's about keeping your child safe, as safe as we can. Because I don't want to go through the horrific stories that the Den deal with.
No.
I don't want to sit here and tell you I've had cases that have literally taken me to my knees. Literally.
Yeah.
On my knees. And I've phoned Jay at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And that's happened many times. And a lot of the other girls it's happened to, you know, and I'd never want a real parent to go through it, but they do. Like, we had one case where 2 little girls were live in their bedroom when I realised it was not 2 police officers' kids. And we contacted the station that they worked at, and I didn't want to go through the normal line because I didn't want it to come through if they were working, and it came through. So I went through the actual station instead, and the station came back and said, oh, no, it must be cloned accounts. I'm like, no, you're not listening to me. This isn't like, a Facebook account where there's a photo. This is a child dancing around their bedroom. You can physically see them dancing round. And that's when the parents took it seriously. So if 2 police officers' kids can be put in a position where they're live on an app, any kid can.
Yeah, definitely.
Any kid can.
Totally.
It's really unsafe, and there's so many. I mean, we monitor probably 15 apps, but there's probably 2,000 out there. And we can't do it all.
No.
You know, but... Go on.
That's why it's got to start at home. That's why it's got to start with the guardians, the parents.
Like, go into pop-ups on the device, whether it be an Android or an iPhone. Go into settings, go into pop-ups, turn the pop-ups off, which means the child they won't receive the pop-ups for like TikTok or any other app, because they pop up all the time and all the kid has to do is pop it in their live. So go in and turn that off. There's your first one. Second one, depending on the age of the child, put a pin on it that you have to put in rather than what the child puts in. Put your fingerprint on it so that if they do want to download something, they've got to come to you and you've got to put your fingerprint on for them to be able to do it. There's 3 ways of layering the device. Then you can put Google Family Link on, which is an app that goes between your device and your child's device. That will also work outside of the house. So if the child's at a friend's and logged onto someone else's Wi-Fi to be able to download something, you're still going to receive an email to say, can your child download this? Okay, so that's that's your best one, especially if you're separated.
I've put a video on today about that. So if people want to look on the profile, I've added a load of videos and stuff today, and I'm sure there is the Google one, the Google Family. Yeah.
App 360 is another good one. Life 360, sorry. That's a good one for tracking your child, which sounds really like, I don't know, extreme. But it's not extreme to track your child. Not if they're between 10 and 13. I don't think it's an extreme thing to do. I tracked my child for medical reasons, but I don't think it's extreme in this world, in the world of today, to know where your child is when they are at the park or what have you, and you know they're safe.
Yeah, I've got it on. My son's 13, and he's got it on his device. I've got it on mine. I know where he is 24 hours a day.
Exactly. I mean, Google Family Link has tracking as well, but that's just another app that I'm giving that's available to parents. I'm trying to think of, if you've put a lot of the apps up, then that should be fine. If you've done a video of the apps that we talked about last time, Donna.
I'm trying to think what that other one is. Is it Wednesday? Something?
Oh, yeah. The one that Kaylee, are you there, sweet? Was it Kaylee? That's
Hayley.
That one. Hayley. Is it? I only know
you
her
about, darling.
The Scottish one.
Yeah.
I only know her by her other name.
Hello.
There she is. I only know you by your other name.
That's all right.
What's that app?
You can call me the middle name if you want. Everybody knows it. It's Wake Up Wednesday on Facebook.
That's it, yeah.
Amazing, thank you.
Do you want me to share to screen share the ones that we spoke about last time?
Yes, please, honey, because we spoke about loads, didn't we?
If
We
somebody
done quite a few.
big screens me.
I think Donna's going to have to do that, isn't she?
Oh, yeah, of course I am. Like Donna knows how to do all this stuff, doesn't she?
Where?
I don't know how to do it.
There we go.
Oh.
So that's,
Wake Up Wednesday. Yeah, go on. You can explain that one because you know it better.
That's just Wake Up Wednesday. It used to be called the National Online Safety. It's a Facebook group. There is a link on it that gives you free access to every single app that is out there, and it tells you information on what that app does. So, for example, Snapchat, and it tells you like the advice for parents and educators. And these people at the bottom, where it says expert, they are fully qualified and full certified. Couldn't get that word out there. And they also do like the safety on social media, so the 10 steps as well. And then also do other ones such as Just Talk Kids. And again, it's really good. It's on Facebook, Wake Up Wednesday, and it's got just loads of different advice, support, what the app does, what it like the rules are on it, etc. And then you've got sorry, I should have been more prepared. Where's the other ones?
Artisan Joker, if you look on the videos that I've put on today, you should be able to click and save those and share them. I believe.
Lizard Man, yes, you can turn locations off on Snapchat. Yes, you can.
I think this is one that you were talking about.
Google Family Link.
Yeah.
I think we've gone through all of that.
I'm sure that.
But yeah.
There's also this one.
What was that one now?
The Action for Children.
Oh yes. So that, again, if you go into it, it tells you different apps and things like that you can use. It gives you the information, a bit like the one you've put up on Wake Up Wednesday.
Yeah. And then there's, I think this is the one that you discussed.
Kaylee's Love Stories, yeah. So if you go onto YouTube and put in Kaylee's Love Story, it's about a 15-minute video of a young girl, true story, a young girl that spoke to a man online, thought it was her boyfriend. She went to meet him, said goodbye to her parents, went to meet him, and she never came home.
It's a very hard watch though, so just...
It's a hard watch, so trigger warning, but it sort of gives you a really good insight into how easily a child is put in that position and, you know, groomed to that extent. Yeah, she never came home. It was really sad.
See, what we need to realise is, you know, there's some children that are a lot more vulnerable than others. And whereas some children, it will take a predator, you know, 2 months to gain their trust and whatever. There's other children out there that don't get the attention and the love that they require from their loved ones. So when someone is showing them attention and promising them things that they probably don't get in day-to-day life, I've seen chats on decoys, you know, this predator thinks he's talking to a 13-year-old child, and within 2 days he's promised her the world and asked her to meet and arranged a meet place, and we've had to go and, you know, confront him. And it's shocking because of how quick it can actually happen. I mean, some have been quicker than that. But, like, just in general, within 2 days, someone can convince a child that it's okay to go and meet them.
I think as well, you know, statistics show that a child can be groomed online in 20 minutes. That's the real statistics. I'm gonna tell you it's 5 because I'm watching it every single day. You know, there'll be a girl live and she'll be doing her makeup. You know, just something very simple, getting ready, doing her makeup. Okay, I can leave her for 5 minutes and go and check the other child that's live. By the time I come back to the one that was doing her makeup, she's being inappropriate within 5 minutes.
Mind you, you know yourself that you can go online as a decoy, have it set up, and within minutes of it being set up, you can go, there's a message in there, and you open the message, and you've got an appendage there, a male appendage, like staring you in the face, and you're like, wow, you have literally not said one word to what you believe is a child, and you just automatically send them your dangly bits. Like, what the hell?
Which is why we have to, this is lives that aren't about anything but raising awareness, and the awareness is for parents and educators and carers to start, putting stuff on their kids' devices to help them, so that you are aware what they're on. Please, because
also, just take 5 minutes out of your day once a week to go on your child's devices, look in the messages, go through the messages, check that the people that they are conversing with are people that they should be conversing with, and make sure that there's nothing inappropriate in those messages. Even between, check the messages between young children as well, because we all know that, some things do get sent, and it is illegal for them to be sending each other explicit photographs and stuff like that. You need to look at you need to go in and physically look through the devices. If you see someone on the device in the friends list that the child doesn't know and they shouldn't be messaging, check that there's no messages between them, and if there is, that then they're not inappropriate, and then block that person.
Sorry, Donna, can I just say, Jodie, what if they get told to delete messages? That's what worries me. Okay, so as a parent, it's your job to tell your child she's not to delete the messages. We can't stop the messages that they delete, okay? But what you can do is stop your child from deleting them. If it's on certain apps, I don't want to name the apps, because when we do things like this, we're also very well aware predators can be watching us, okay? So we have to be really careful what we can and can't say, because we don't want them to be aware of what we do and how we do it, okay? But you can make sure that on certain apps that's on your child's phone that we use daily, you can make sure that the messages on her side can't be deleted. And on certain apps, we can also download the chat after it's been deleted and still get it. Okay? So there is a way of downloading the most communication app that everybody uses and still getting those messages back. And as a parent, you can also download the app yourself. It will tell you can download and export the chat. So Donna, you know which one I'm talking about. So does Hayley. A parent can export the chat just as we do. So that's another way of doing it. Who was that again?
It was our Jodie.
Yeah, Jodie. Yeah. So that's another way of doing it, Jodie. I have to say, when mine were younger, we didn't have all these apps that we could safeguard them on. So what I did as a parent was done a spot check once a week. So they'd be sat on the foot in the sitting room once a week. They're always on the phones. There was nothing like this back then. And I would literally do a spot check. They weren't warned. They weren't told when I was checking it. It was literally spot check, and take the phone off them and I would check it. So there was no warning or anything else. That's another thing you can do.
And also, just on that, if you are checking your child's device and you do see communication with somebody that you don't know, do not start chatting to them and pretending to be your child. If you do see anything and you're concerned, turn the child's phone off and take it to the police. Call the police and mention to them that it's obviously a safeguarding thing, but report it straight away. Please do not take over that chat, because you can end up, one, getting yourself into trouble, and two, the case can
jeopardise the case, 100%. Yeah,
whatever you do not take over the chat. Turn the device off or put it into flight mode and phone the police.
Yeah.
That is always your first port of call, police.
Yeah. Now, as a parent, I think, as a parent, your first priority is to speak to your children. Now, I know sometimes we can speak to our children till we're blue in the face and they don't take it in, but this is something that you need to specify. You need to, especially younger ones that are getting devices and stuff, they need to know, how you teach them about there's certain parts of their body that's theirs, that belongs to them, that should stay private to them, whatever. They also need to be told that no one should be expecting you to delete your messages. If someone's asking you to delete messages, it means they've been naughty, it means they've done wrong and they don't want anyone else to see. So if anyone asks you to delete your messages, can you come and tell me?
It's about having that open dialogue with the children, isn't it?
Exactly. So you need to be open with them. You need to explain to them what is acceptable for them to do on that device. Like, so here you go. Here's this device. You can have that, but you must only speak to friends. Don't accept friends' requests from people that you don't know. If you get friends' requests from adults, please come and show mommy, daddy, whoever. Stuff like that, and let them know what is right and what is wrong, and that people should never ask you to send photographs of yourself in any way, shape or form, so that they know, so that they're aware that if this does happen to them, and this is why we say that it's got to start with the parents. It's something that has to be instigated by the parents so that the children know, because otherwise, if they don't know, they will just get dragged right into it.
And please don't ever think it won't be your child. I'm sure all three of us on this live can all name at least one person within the community whose child has had something happen in some way, shape or form.
Yeah.
And as teams, we've supported, whatever they've needed to do moving forward. And I'm sure there's all three of us have had that.
Yeah.
But it is about your parents need to put as much. And don't forget as well, when you're checking the child's device, to go into the App Store and the Android, because any apps that they have downloaded, a lot of these monsters will get them to download a specific app, but when they're not talking to them, get them to delete it. But it's still sat there, so they haven't actually got rid of it, they've just deleted it. So they can go straight back in, press on it and get it back every time they're speaking to that person. So don't forget to go into the App Store, which will tell you every app that they've tried to download.
Yeah, because if it's been
downloaded.
I think it's got I think it's Apple, it's got like a little cloud with a little stick at the bottom if it's been downloaded previously. Yes. I'm not quite sure with Android.
I'm not quite sure with Android. Hayley, are you Android?
No, I'm iPhone, but I'm sure with Android it is similar. But I just don't think it's like the little cloud image, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's just so
in the
that
comments can confirm if they've got an Android, but I'm sure it is similar.
Tricky, you Android? I'm sure she's iPhone as well. Are you in here? Trick? iPhone. Do you know how to turn it off? Do you know how to check whether the App Store on an Android, Trick?
Let me Google it. I'll be back.
I haven't got an Android. Everything I use is iPhone. I tried Android and I threw it because I couldn't work it out. But yeah, a lot of these monsters will tell them to download the app, talk to them for, 3 hours, whatever, tell them to delete the app and tell them a time to be back tomorrow. So 3:00 tomorrow, and they'll just go back in and download the app again. They don't even have to log in and they're back. And that's what they do. They hide it. They're getting clever. They're telling the kids to hide it.
And they can be quite... Well, so I've had some that can be downright nasty, and I mean horrible, aggressive. Why weren't you on? I told you beyond 3:00. Where were you? Well, I don't finish school till 3:15. Tough. I said, turn your phone on at 3 o'clock and speak to me. You weren't there, so I'm not speaking to you. Or if you don't do this, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, it's like, they can be very controlling and very nasty. And what people don't realise is, you know, the amount of time I've had people say, oh, it's only words or it's only chat on a screen. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's mentally disturbing and it sticks with them for a very long time, if not forever, depending on what they have seen or heard, or if they have gone through the mental abuse and whatever from these people. So don't ever say that it's just words on a screen or it's just a chat or whatever. Believe me, and obviously Lenny knows more so because, you know, she has to safeguard real children and she sees a lot more than what I've ever seen. But it does stick with them and it changes them forever.
It does, even us as adults.
Yeah, sorry, just a quick one. On the Android, if you open the Google Play Store and then go to your profile and select manage apps and devices and then manage, it will show you a list of all the apps you've ever downloaded.
Just leave it there a second, Hayley. Just screenshot that, guys, if you need it. That'd be easier, wouldn't it?
That would be.
I'm sure they've done it by now, honey. They need it. But yeah, it's worth them knowing. Right, the other thing, obviously, I said the other night when I came and jumped in the other live for 5 minutes. So as a team, we do now have a direct email contact with TikTok in association with the Observer. She's worked really, really hard, bless her heart, to help us get a link that we can use to safeguard the children on the apps, this app in particular. So there is an email, which obviously we can't give out, but any children you do see live, throw it in our inboxes and one of us will, you know, send it over to TikTok and get them off as quickly as possible. A lot of these mistakes is TikTok, let's be honest. It's like, you know, you can come on here, but you can't go live. Well, that's like telling a child they can go in a sweet shop, but they can't eat the sweets.
Yeah.
It is. We safeguard, I don't even know how many kids a day live in school. But yeah, so we do actually have the email now, which will help massively to get the kids off as quickly as we can. That's just on TikTok though. We do have other, we've got a link with Likey, we've got a link with Bigo. So we do have links with a lot of the people higher up with apps. And if we send children over, they are very good at taking the children off. This is specifically for TikTok though, the one the Observer managed to help us get. So hopefully any kids that you will throw them over. It's a shame really that we don't get so many people in listening to us, because all we're trying to do is get you to safeguard your kids.
Yeah, no, we've shared this out all week. We've shared it to big creators. We've shared it. And you know what? I have been on today. I've been so naughty today. So I've been going on people's posts that I know have got lots of followers, and I've been putting on there, you know, that about this awareness tonight, posting it in there, asking people to share it. And still we're sitting on 16 viewers. And I just think it's so sad when, you know, in today's society, people would rather sit and watch people make fools of themselves on TV, being absolutely horrendous. On TV, on the screen, being absolutely horrendous, slandering people, slagging people off, being absolute and utter dicks, rather than come here and educate themselves on how to protect the children online, or how to protect others, help others.
I think this is it, isn't it? It's about sharing it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Thankfully, we're very grateful for the 16 of you that have stayed.
You know what? 100%. Because, you know, if just by doing this now, it saves one child, then that's, you know,
It's worth it.
Absolutely fantastic, and it's worth it. You know, just I don't know.
I think it's very difficult because I could sit here and say some real horror stories, but it would trigger all of you with the stuff that I've seen and Tricky and the girls in the den. It really would trigger you. Many, many times I've been taken to my knees. I've had police officers say, how long can you do this? Because obviously we don't get any support for what we do. And we have had officers approach Cobra and say, how long are you going to be able to do this? Because we only have each other like to fall back on when we've had a really bad case. You know, I've cried and I've phoned Kaz and she's picked me back up, and then Mickey phones me and I've picked her back up because we don't have the support that other people have.
Mm-hmm.
But take into considerations, guys, we work with teams in America and Canada, so we are safeguarding these live apps round the clock. When we're asleep, Canada and America are some 5 hours behind, and some are even 6 hours behind. So when we're asleep, they're safeguarding, even the UK kids. And then when we wake up, we take over and they go to sleep. So in all fairness, these apps are being monitored 24 hours a day. And that's not easy because we've only got, I don't know, a few girls that can stay in the den and last once they've had a bad case. I've had so many girls in there that they're until a bad case comes in, they see the bad case and they're like, I can't do this. And I have to respect that because of how bad it is.
So this is why I respect the people that are doing it day in, day out, and they stick with it. Because I've had people come and train and they are the most determined and that, you know, I want to do this, I really want to do this, I can do this. They go through the training and can't even manage to finish that because they realise exactly what it entails and they can't do it. They can't face it.
Yep.
So, you know, the people that stick with it, honestly, I feel that they've all got their angel wings before their time because they're true angels. They really, really are. They're true earth angels.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I've had girls that come in and they last 6 months. And I appreciate the 6 months they gave us. Absolutely. I'd say Tricky, Tricky, you can jump up if you want, honey. She's recently what we call graduated. So someone that comes in doesn't graduate until they do a bad case and they say, I still want to be here.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I don't want to, no thanks, but there she is. Yeah, she's recently graduated, bless her, because we had a really bad one. And I was like, so are you sticking around? And she's like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But you never know with the girls. Do you know what I mean? And like you said, Donna, I think it's hard, isn't it? Because, you know, the den does what the den does and the hunting side does what they do. And it's two completely separate things, but they come together every now and again when we manage to get a predator off. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We don't always manage to do that because primarily we're safeguarding children. But when we do pull one off, the feeling is amazing because, go on.
What people need to realise is you're not only, so they see the people that go out and they confront the people, you know, on stings and whatever, and some people seem to think that that's the only thing that happens, but it isn't, because for everyone that you see stung, there's probably 50, 100 handed in straight to the police for action. They're not confronted, you know. None of it is about entertainment. None of it's for entertainment. It's all about keeping children safe. And in fact, I said, I mean, I'll never say never to going back to actively, opening the team back up. But if I did, I would open the team back up as primarily a handing. I wouldn't do the stinging part of it.
There's so many cogs that goes on, isn't it? And people don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, the first cog is always the decoy, okay? Then you've got researchers and trackers. Then it goes over to the trackers. Then it goes over to the hunters. Then it goes over to the sting team. It's not one cog. Every cog needs to turn to get it to sting. And Cobra spoke many times about not doing lives. You know, not stinging live.
Yeah.
We even went underground. We went underground for 6 months to see what the difference would be, and there was none. We actually found it worse. So I don't know what the answer is. I think we do try and, do these things for awareness, so that, because some predators will take between 3 and 5 years to get charged.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And they're living next door to children for that 3 to 5 years. And I certainly wouldn't want them next door to me.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
that is the part of stinging that I like, because once they've been lit up,
Oh,
you can
bless her.
put them
Sorry, I've just seen Irene's comment. Donna, can you please thank the Observer for recording the live? Thank you. You're a little gem. We don't know what we'd do without you in the den.
I know,
Thank you,
yeah.
Observer.
Listen, any awareness, any sharing, anyone is welcome to come on my page and download, screen record, whatever, my posts, pass them on, please do, because it's all about awareness. That is why we're here. I've just seen someone ask about the conviction rate. I can only personally say, from Elite's point of view. So all I know, I don't know, I only know approximates, because what happens is you have decoys and they come and they're there for so long, and the cases are theirs when they go to the CPS, when they go to the police and the CPS, the cases are there, so they are the ones that get notifications of convictions and stuff. Well, a lot of decoys, when they leave, they don't keep up communication, so I don't know of all of the convictions and stuff like that, unfortunately. What I do know is we have never, well, in fact, what I'll tell a lie, one, and Cobra will know of this one because I think they were the ones that went for him, Ricky Gangadine, the first, and he's since been arrested again and charged. The first time we picked him up, his phone was clear, so that was the one and only NFA that we ever had in Elite. And when I shut the team down, we were on 654 predators arrested.
It's crazy. I don't know. We've never.
No, you haven't. We spoke about this last time, and it's a shame, really, because I know you guys have done some absolute amazing works and things. But a lot of stings, the Elite stings you've done for us.
Yeah, huge, massive.
I mean, loads.
Sometimes we were going out every weekend and we were like, Donna, can we have a break?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, begging for me, please, come on, please. How many this week? And we're like, well, there's only 2 this week, and you had 3 last week, and yeah.
Yeah, no, there was a lot. Oh, I must tell Jay about Ricky Gangadine, because that's one that comes up in a conversation quite a lot. He does.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, because I couldn't believe it when he was NFA'd. I was absolutely fuming. I put complaints in and everything, and they're like, "We can't do anything." And I'm like, "Well, you can, because you've got the evidence there." And they're like, "But Donny, you know that it has to match up. It has to." And I'm like, "Ugh." And then when he started communicating again out of the blue, I was like, "I'm gonna get you this time, you bastard."
Oh yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, that was the only one, which, out of all them cases, out of all them arrests, that's a pretty good percentage, a pretty good, very low.
Absolutely. Any team that says they haven't had an NFA, I would really struggle, because I think we've all had them and we've all been heartbroken by it and we've all not understood it. There's certain predators that have got sentenced and we've appealed the sentence because we didn't believe it. Jamal being one of them.
Yeah.
Because his sentence, what did he get? 3.5 years. Well, 3.5 years for carrying 6 daggers. Just like what? Just a no.
No, it's mad. And I mean, yeah, talking about that case as well, like we did last time, I mean, it's not just the worry of these people, of these people arranging to meet your child and meet them for inappropriate activities. We, like Cobra, confronted him that night, and he was tooled up with all those bloody items, let's say.
Yeah.
It could have ended, it could have been another Kaylee story.
It absolutely could have, because in the child's logs it said, if you don't come, I'm going out to do it to someone else, but if you come, I'll do it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like crazy, and we need to stipulate it has to start with the parents. You need to communicate with your children. No one should ever tell them they need to know. No one should be telling them to delete the chats. If they're telling them to delete the chats, it means they've done something wrong. They don't want your parents to see it. If anyone says to you, do your parents see your chat? That's another warning sign to them. They should be thinking to themselves, hang on, why is this person asking me?
It shouldn't matter, should it?
No, exactly. So go and tell the parents. And this is what the parent needs to sit down and say to them. Anything that they deem that a person shouldn't be saying to them, they should go and show their parents. And then it's up to the parents whether what's being said and done should be taken further, or whether that person should just be deleted and blocked. It's their hard work and everything, you know. What I'll do is I'll copy the posters and I'll put them in there. And I also, on a daily basis, I'll check UK database and another database, sexual offenders org, and any new updates on child predators that are on there, I upload them. So if you were to go on my page, there's probably over 1,000 videos on there now. And I will continue to put them on every day. So you can, even if you just flick through them and look at the faces, and if you recognise someone and you look and you recognise the name, you know to stay away from that person. It will state there whether they've been imprisoned or whether they're on bail, so you'll be able to tell whether they're still, you know, around, and to keep your children away from them.
And that's what the awareness things are for. They're not for entertainment.
No.
They really aren't. You know, this isn't, what we do isn't funny. What these girls, these decoys go through isn't funny. None of what we do is funny. We do it to try and help protect kids. And, you know, Hi, Irene.
Hello, my darling. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Right. What I'm going to say is I'm going to do a post tomorrow, Lenny, and I'm going to tell people to go to the Observer page. I'm a bit disappointed tonight because obviously we've shared it to top creators and we've done quite a lot this time because it was
quite a lot of work on it, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a bit disappointed. So I'm going to do a post tonight to people to go onto the Observer to go and watch. But thank you, girls, for this again tonight. It's
Irene, I'll do it once a month, every month for the rest of my life, even if it's only to 3 people. I don't care. If that's 3 new people that are getting awareness, it really doesn't bother me. I'm not going to say that I'm not disappointed. I did think that we'd probably at least get over 50 or something because of the amount of time that's been put into and the way it's been shared out. And I was literally sat for about an hour and a half spamming people's posts today and lives. I mean, I went in Delusive Angie's live. No, I don't go in there. You know, I don't. 5,400 people, and I spammed it in there about 25 times.
It's such a shame because, you know, all of us as a group are all trying, you know, and it's like, I just can't get my head around why people aren't listening to what we're saying.
I think people are. What we need to look at is the people that are.
Exactly. We're here for the people that do want to learn, and the people, you know what I mean, and the people that would prefer to have the drama. Let's hope and pray that nothing ever happens as a result of them not taking this half an hour or whatever it is just to educate themselves on how to help the children.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Ghost. Oh, my good God. 12 children come forward. Bless you. Ghost done a sting tonight.
Yeah, and 12 children come forward.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
See, now without that going live, those 12 children wouldn't have came forward.
Yes.
Well done, Ghost. Well done. Well, you know,
I do get that.
You know I love you all over there. But what I'll do tomorrow is, later on, I'll just write a post that we've done the Donna and Lenny done the live, Hayley and Vicky. And if you want to see the live on how to safeguard your children, and a big thank you to the Observer. Thank you
Massive.
so much, girl. Thank you.
Not just for recording this, but for the work you do in the background to try and help as well.
Yeah,
you do a lot of
definitely.
work in the background with trying to safeguard kids, and it's huge. Thank you very much. It's really appreciated.
Yeah, God bless you, love. Well, you know, I'm just quite shocked at how many people, but I suppose it's because we're not important enough on this app, I suppose, darlings, but we're important to ourselves. That's the thing.
We're important to the children.
Exactly. What's important to me is that we're trying. We're trying to get awareness out. We're trying to help children. And to me, that's the most important thing of all.
Listen, there is so many people on this app that cry awareness, that come across a child and mention, oh, there was a child on the app. Right, but what are you doing about it?
Hang on, guys.
So by doing this, if bigger people joined, or not even joined, but just shared to their people and said it on their page, like, guys, there's a child awareness happening on this day at this time, that would even mean a lot to us.
Yeah.
Just trying to get the word out and save as many children as we can from these horrible people that are out there.
And we're not even asking people to do it. You know, they can do it anonymous straight into our inboxes.
And we're not asking for we're not asking for the world.
No, exactly. They don't need to give us anything.
No, we're just
need to give
asking
us the
for
child.
you to be there and support and to listen and help a child if you were to ever come across one. Like, I came across that 9-year-old, a month back now, and I shared it to everybody to report it. TikTok didn't do a thing. So, because she was from kind of my area, well, not my area, but local, I just phoned the police straight away and safeguarded that child. Where if you had this email back then, I'd have sent it straight over to you guys.
Yeah.
But now, not many people are going to know that you have that contact unless you sit and listen in and learn. It's just educating. That's all we're asking, is just to help educate you, so that when you come across a child, you know who to go to, what to do, and save a child from being the next victim.
Well, Donna, Hayley, Irene, yous are always on my lives. Any time that you want to mention anything like this, just do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You don't need my permission. Just do it.
It is sad, Predator Lives Exposed, it is.
I can't believe there's only 18 people in.
I just thought, I don't like to do it when I'm on other people's lives that are just chatty lives. I just thought that by putting the poster out and people knowing what it's about, then people aren't going to come in there, aren't going to be triggered by anything that's said. Do you know what I mean? So I just thought to do it like this, people would be aware what they're coming into, what's going to be discussed and whatever. But obviously, but again, I'll state it again, I don't care if there was only 3 other people besides us in the room. If it saved the children or the grandchildren, whatever, of those children, and they can pass that information on, then to me, that it's been worth it.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm sure that everybody could spare an hour just to watch us, you know what I mean? Just to listen in, or, reach out to us if you've missed a live and just want some advice. There's nothing wrong with that neither.
No.
It's like Tracy just said, God bless her heart, she's been through a hectic day today, and she's still coming on and supported us. And, you know what you do. And
it's the same with Lizard Man. Lizard Man's been in every single awareness live that we've done. And he actually supports us. And
and can I just state again that there is no monetary value, nothing has been taken. The numbers that are showing on the screen on the boxes are the new followers that the people have obtained whilst they've been on the live. It's not coins.
Thank you, Donna.
There's no coins whatsoever being taken, will ever be taken on this platform, on this page, because of the subject that the discussion is about, and because the subject of what I put my posts out about, you can't gift on any of my posts, you can't send ArtMe's, you can't send roses, no gifts whatsoever, no monetary value will ever be obtained from what we do.
I just think that, yeah, you know, we will do it again on Tracy's during the day, and then, like you said, Donna, I think the best bet with you, Lenny, Hayley, I'm here, like, if you need me, but I don't know as much as you girls. I only know from being around the hunting community for over 10 years. It's got to be done, whether, like you said, we get 10 people, 200 people, it's still got to be done.
Yeah.
I'll scream it from the rooftops if I have to every time.
Exactly, Hayley, exactly, love.
Exactly, and that's why I take the time out of the day, like most days, if the days that I don't are the days that I can't physically do it. If I can physically get online, I am searching databases and I am finding new cases and I am putting awareness out there. So, you know, if people just follow and look at the posts then and share the posts, then I'm quite happy.
It
I'm
takes
quite happy
2 seconds to press and hold down and repost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you, girls, yet again. You know, as much as we can push all of us together, whether we're not in the community or we have been and we're away from it, and let's just keep going and keep going. Maybe one day people will sit up and listen.